Hey everybody, welcome back. As always, the real reason you come here, my joke of the day. So today's joke is, why did the financial system collapse in ancient Egypt? The answer, pyramid schemes. So if you have no idea what a pyramid scheme is, that is an awful joke. If you did get it and you found it hilarious, as always, take a few minutes, laugh it off. But now we get back to personal finance. So today's video is going to be talking about steps 5, 6, and 7, what your requirements are going to be. So number 5 is going to be your cell phone. Now most students, when they have done this, they've just come up with a cell phone plan. You can create a plan for a home line if you want to, but you are absolutely not required to do that. It's going to be your own personal preference. Me, I would never buy a home line. I have pretty much gone on living my life with having a cell phone. Anybody who needs to get a hold of me has my cell phone number, so they can get in touch and they can contact me that way. But one thing I do require is you can't just say, oh, my parents are going to pay my bill because they pay it now. That's not going to work in the real world. I don't know that many adults that are going to be able to be so lucky to be 35 years old and still having their parents pay their cell phone bill. So with this one, it's up to you to come up with whatever plan is best for you. You can go Verizon, you can go AT&T, T-Mobile, whatever you want to do, Straight Talk. Just make sure that you're explaining what is all going to be included in that plan. That's where it's going to be listed here in the red. List the company, Verizon, the monthly cost, what it's going to be, what is included in that, how much money are you going to be spending on data, which is going to be really the thing that makes your cell phone plan go up quite a bit. So it's up to you. Just make sure you're making a wise, a good investment with that. If you want to go unlimited, you absolutely can. I think a lot of you have that right now. Personally, I try to go as cheap as possible. So I buy the one I have isn't even available anymore. My wife and I both share only 1 gigabyte. And even now with Verizon, you can't even buy that small of a package. So it's going to be up to you. Just make sure you're putting the particulars in there. The next thing is going to be your utilities. Now, if you went with an apartment, again, make sure you are looking at what is included in your apartment cost. You might already be paying some of these utilities. But what you need to do is explaining what you're going to be paying as far as extra expenditures for utilities. So what that can mean cable. If you don't want to buy a cable device, you don't want to have DirecTV or Dish or any of those other things, and you want to go with Netflix, make sure you're including Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus. Big fan of Disney Plus. Anything else that you need to on there. But then after that, make sure you're also including what is your electricity going to cost. And with that, you're just going to have to most likely do some research and try to find what is the average electricity cost in my particular zip code. Some are going to be high, some are going to be low. I tell you, they do change seasonally. Generally speaking, electricity cost per watt they do in winter in North Dakota is lowered. It increases during summer. But you have to be figuring out how much that's going to cost. What is your trash going to cost? What is your water going to cost? Both of those are generally going to be paid on the same bill, but you have to make sure that you are going to be explaining what your utilities are going to be and make sure you're including that in the chart all the way on the bottom. And the last thing for step 7, your food and clothing. So with that, I want you to come up with a plan. Not just say, I'm going to spend $100 on groceries. I want you to figure out exactly what groceries are going to cost. So I don't know if you guys know this, but I'll give you a plug for the local store, Bronson's. And with that, what you can do now is you can buy online. So I'll show you the website here. But what I want you to do is come up with a plan of how much money it's going to cost for you to have groceries. So you can go to a website like this. If you want to go to Walmart, they have this as well. But you can use Bronson's if you want to. So let's say shop now. We'll go to the frozen section. And what I'm going to buy is I'm going to be as easy as possible for this. So with that being said, I'm just going to buy a bunch of frozen meals. So you can just keep going here as it loads. All right, I want some tater tots. I'll be honest, I don't want a lean cuisine, so I'll keep going here. All right, I'll take some pasta. I'll take some breadsticks. And then try to figure out what it's going to cost you per week, and then you can do that times 4. You can try to buy everything for a month. It's up to you to figure out what you're going to be spending, but just make sure you include on here, how did you decide how much money was spent on groceries? Don't say, I'm going to eat ramen noodles for 30 days straight. No one in their right mind eats ramen noodles for 30 days straight. So give a little bit of time. Don't just say $100 and move on to the next. Figure out what it's actually going to cost, because this is going to be a real life explanation, a real life example of how much it's going to be for your food cost. And then the same thing as well for clothing. You can go to any website you want to, Amazon, Walmart, Target, any other websites or any other stores that you guys go and do your shopping at. But come up with a plan. How much money did you spend on clothing, and why did you come up with that plan? So if you got any questions on those, let me know. But that is going to be steps 5, 6, and 7.